To make chai tea, you need whole cinnamon, whole cardamom, whole cloves, a little bit of fresh ginger, and a nice Granular Indian tea. Hi, I'm Christopher. I'm the chef down here at the Green Room, and I'm going to be throwing a couple little cooking tips out over the next several weeks. First one, I'm going to start with something very simple, and it's actually a pet peeve of mine. When I lived in Puerto Rico, I worked for an Indian restaurant called Tantra. And in Tantra, chai tea always came from the kitchen. It was it was made to order, no bags, no nothing like that. We had to make it in a pot and strain it and serve it that way. And it comes two ways. Chai latte, you make with milk, and a regular chai, you make with water. You never add any sugar to it unless the guest adds sugar at the table. It's just a really simple chai tea that tastes 100 times better than anything I've had anywhere here. So I'm gonna show you how to make it today. We're gonna start with a few very simple ingredients. These are cardamom pods. We have whole cloves. We have cinnamon. And this is a black label tea, or a red label tea actually, but it's a black Indian style tea. It's more ball shaped. It's not leaf, it's like compacted little balls of tea. And that's what you want to get. You can find it at any Indian market. There's a real nice one that opened in Woodbury last fall that I like to go to. They got pretty much all the basics. And then East Asian Imports on University has a lot of really nice stuff. It's also called Phil's Oriental is what's on the front of the building, but it's actually East Asian Imports. I'll show you how to prepare. You want to start with your cardamom pods. You want to take a few cardamom pods, really simple. And as far as amounts go, it's kind of whatever you decide you want your chai tea to start with. For like five cardamom pods, we'll say like 1 cup of tea. Or it depends on how long you're gonna steep that for. If you're gonna steep it for a lot longer, you probably want to use less. But I'm gonna make about 4 cups of tea here. So I'm gonna start with a little bit more than that, about 10 cardamom pods, and you want to break them open. To break them open, you want to use the side of your knife, put them on top of the pods, just hit it with your hand. And they'll crack them open, and then all you got to do is just kind of roll them in your fingers to get those little pods out. Try it again, make sure they're real good. Just like that, and breaks them open, then you want to get them. So that's ready to go. The clove, you don't need to do anything to. It's just however much clove, and I'm going to use probably about 20 individual cloves for this much. And cinnamon sticks, I'm going to use, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 will be good. And then as you make, the more often you make this, you'll start to tailor how much of whatever you like in yours. If you want a little more cinnamon, you add a little more cinnamon. If you want a little more so on and so forth. Real simple. The other thing that I like to add in it, and it's pretty common, is just fresh ginger. You can buy this anywhere, buy it at Cub Foods. What you want to do though is get rid of the outside skin. And I use a spoon. A spoon seems to work the best for me. Other people say use a peeler. Other people don't even peel it off sometimes. They just puree the whole thing up and kind of whatever you want. I like to get rid of the skin for tea for sure. So just get rid of it like so. And then with your ginger, you'll notice while you're peeling it, how it's very stringy. It's got a lot of fibers in it, and you want to find which way the fibers are going, and you always want to cut across those fibers to kind of break it down a little bit more so it doesn't hold together. And I just slice it real thin across those fibers, and you don't need too much. It's very strong. So I just have to say, if you're going to measure that, that'd be about a tablespoon or so of fresh ginger, just sliced real thin. And then what we're gonna do here is we're just gonna pop this into boiling water. And let that boil for about 3-4 minutes at the most. You don't need too long. You can let it go longer if you want, 10 minutes, but it's gonna steep with the tea as well. So you just wanna kind of get those aromatics and everything start to get out of there before you add the tea. All right, now that all of our aromatics have boiled for a little bit, we're gonna turn the heat off of this. Let's bring it over here so you guys can see it. And it's boiled for a little bit, and you do not want to add this tea to boiling water. You want to turn it off, get the boil so it's not rolling anymore, and let it sit for about 30 seconds a minute just to get rid of that hard boil, anything that could be boiling in it. Just bring it down below the boiling point just for 30 seconds a minute or so. You just don't want to dump it into boiling water. All right, now that it's sat for a little bit, we're just going to add for about 3 cups or so. I'll use a teaspoon because I usually just use my hands for this stuff. But we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks good. Any more than that, you're gonna start to get more of a bitter tasting tea. Just kind of give it a little stir, and you're gonna want to let that steep for a couple minutes, 2-3 minutes, and you'll have your chai tea. All right, now that your tea is steeped for a couple of minutes, there's a couple different ways you can just use a little handheld strainer and just pour it through. They have little ones you can buy anywhere. I like to cheat. I have these, because I drink a lot of tea, I have these little Asian style teapots, and actually if you take out the inserts in them, they fit perfectly in a cup. So I just dump my tea right through those. And you can get these anywhere. I got these on eBay, ironically enough. They're just little stainless steel and glass teapots. Hung Sure actually has a pretty good selection of them. That's a really nice sized Asian supermarket right on University in St. Paul. It's just down the street from Phil's Oriental Imports, more towards the Capitol. And they got a pretty nice selection of them, but the ones that they have are mainly plastic, which are probably better for home use because the glass ones, they break pretty easy, honestly, but I just think they look nicer, so I get them for the restaurant. But you have chai tea right there. From here, if you like sweet tea, you can add add a little bit of sugar to it. I do not have a sweet tooth whatsoever. That's part of the reason I have to make my own, because everybody here thinks chai needs sugar, but this is how they would tend to drink it, this or with milk. And if you're gonna make a latte, you would, exact same process. You just put milk on instead of water and boil everything in your milk, just simmer it in milk. Or another way you can do it with milk is you just add like about 1/3 the amount of water that you need if you don't want all milk, and you can simmer all of your aromatics in there, all of your spices in there, and then at the end add milk, bring it back up to a nice like really light, just let it pop. You don't want to scorch it. You just want to pop, 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 pop with a boil, nothing rolling, and then turn it off. Let it sit for about a minute or so, then add your tea and you're good to go.